The boss is actually good? So in my last video I talked about this live stream right here where Jonny RaZeR reveals the identity of the boss.
Isn't that right, brother?
That's right, they are twins, but they might also be clones? I'll get to that later, but first, Jonny RaZeR was invited to a road trip by the boss, and I believe the boss is doing this so he can try and get Jonny onto his side, and Jonny is gonna go on the road trip because of the exact opposite reason of what the boss is doing. Jonny is gonna try and get the boss onto his side and turn him good. Now, why is the boss doing this? Well, it's basically because he feels like he is trapped behind the shadow of his brother, and he feels like Jonny is living the dream that he wants. Andy later reveals that he feels Jonny should have a rival, so he became that. But these videos also had something interesting. We see these mysterious logs, and we can assume that the scientist mentioned in the legend video is the one making these logs. Now, there are currently a bunch of them, and from what I can tell, is that the scientist started this a long time ago, and it seemed like it was trying to clone or separate souls, but then it seemed like it transformed into cloning the body, and then they later figured out how to clone the mind as well. And there's also this weird part about how two souls can be put into one body. Dacha thinks that this is happening to clone Riggy, and in the first contact video, the first log we see, he talks about a boy, and I feel like this is the boss, and that the boss found Jonny RaZeR. I mean, he literally said that he would tell his parents what happened, and that they would say what imagination you have. This is literally what Jonny talks about in the live stream. He said he vaguely remembers this happening. He vaguely remembers meeting his twin at the park, and then going back and telling his parents about this, but the parents just told him that it's his imagination, and so he just forgot about it later on in life, thinking it was some weird dream. So that means that the boss is maybe Jonny RaZeR's clone? I don't know if this is 100% confirmed, but what should be confirmed is never missing out on our future videos, so smash that subscribe button. That was a transition. Oh, it also seems that this scientist, which is later confirmed to also be the doctor, has cloned himself, and he's having trouble about the clone's aging process. There's a bunch of lore in here. There's also this unlisted Bambayo video where he talks about how the boy challenged to fight him today, and that he was a man tired of running his errands, and that something was changed, and how the last clone died. There's a whole situation going on before the Shorts Wars, because I think what's being talked about is right before season 1 of the Shorts Wars, and I think the boss did fight him and then won and then used the cloning machine, but I'm not entirely sure. But also in this video right here, the boss talked about cloning was all he knew how to do. I think the scientists raised the boss in the cloning facility maybe? But anyways, in the middle of this redemption video, we hear this.
All of this was originally to destroy you, but now that we're here...
So you're giving up?
No, but... I don't know.
He's starting to question his plan. Unfortunately, in the latest video, they do get into an argument. Jonny reveals that there's going to be a lawsuit against the boss, and while Johnny's trying to warn him because he sees his side now with how he's been treated all his life, the boss takes it the wrong way and kicks him out. But I think the boss just needs some time to cool off. Also, we learned the scientist's name.
Francis Dane!
Don't say his name!
Even Danno agrees that the boss can be saved. But anyways, over the course of the next 2 weeks, I feel like the boss is going to turn good, and that many of the clones and hypnotized people, all those story arcs will be resolved. Maybe after the boss turns good, I don't know. But yeah, I think all of them will be resolved except for one. Clone Riggy. I think he's going to be the final boss of season 2. But hey, that's just a theory. A YouTube theory. Thanks for watching and please subscribe. Oh, and if you want to see what Johnny's been doing this entire season 2 before this, then I recommend checking out this video right here. I talk about Jonny and the boss and a few other things.